Hi there, dear Yarnchix friends. This is the podcast news episode. I kind of film these every other month. This time we'll have a January, February update. It basically is a way of me to film or vlog about the content coming to my Patreon page, projects, kind of interim situations, and updates on life and stuff. I'm currently filming a weekly vlog, so this is gonna be kind of shared as a behind the scenes also for my Patreon vlog. Welcome you here. My name is Mimi. I live and craft and work in the city of Berlin. We're currently in a major serious lockdown, so I'm home supporting my kids with their schoolwork. My youngest needs the most support, and I am on furlough for one of my jobs. My jobs are basically working in local yarn stores, so I can show you a project that I'm knitting for the one shop, Lalen, where I work, which is near Savini-Platz, and I'm knitting a shawl for them with my hours. You would have seen some of the knitting that I want to talk about, maybe one of the books I'm gonna hold up to the camera today. I'm very excited because at the end of this week, one of the first things I have to announce here in my Yarnchix news that is happening in the Patreon community is we're gonna have our first online meetup, which is going to be a knit night on Saturday or Sunday. I'm currently running a poll, so by Friday we'll know the exact time. Any of my Patreon supporters, so even if you're subscribing to just the blog, which costs $1 per month, will be invited to come and join if you have time, if the online format is something that you would enjoy. I welcome you, and I'd love to hang and chat with you. I'm currently knitting on a lot of things, so I'm working out what I should bring. I was thinking that maybe I should fix the toe of this finished sock, because I think that's a good knit night thing to do the decreases on a toe. Basically, I knitted the sock and I worked out on the blocker that it's way too long. I added an afterthought heel and added it maybe slightly too far down the line, so the sock will get a bit, I think it will stay the same, because I'm keeping the heel, but I'm going to shorten it from the toe, so I'm basically taking out whatever excess of fabric I have here.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see.
You would have seen a bit of a close-up of what I have to spare there. It's almost a whole toe. So I'm going to count back. I'm basically going to take the toe off and unravel as much as what the toe is, and then I'm going to re-knit the toe from the reclaimed toe yarn, which is a contrast yarn. that is Jawohl from Lang, and the main color is beautiful Kiezgarn. She, well, my friend Nora is the dyer of Kiezgarn, and she gave me the sock tube for Christmas, which I absolutely love. This was actually my Christmas Eve cast on, and I managed to do 2 toes. Where's the other one? Marie, do you know? Well, somewhere here in my mess. Ah, here. Yeah, so this is the other part of the tube, and I've already added the toe there. So in this case, I will define the better place for the afterthought heel. And then I will have 2 socks from 1 sock tube. I will have, as you can tell, also 2 kind of middle length leftovers. I guess it's going to be the same in this sock. And I'm going to make some shorty socks with those leftovers, because I've got more of the contrast yarn and might as well, you know, make the most of this sock tube. I'm very excited. I think I'm going to bring that, or else the extensive stitch madness that is the Slipstravaganza Stephen West, which I'm calling Stash Stravaganza. Look at that. All the colours.
I've done it like a little bit wrong because I'm really bad at like editing it.
I'm currently knitting this
And it's just like I've gotten a couple notes
golden
wrong,
curry.
and I'm like I'm struggling.
I
to
love the
change it,
triangles.
Like the different things.
Yeah, so I've just started on the border. It's going to take me years because it's like 900 plus stitches. And that would be an easy thing to take to a knit night, because it's basically, I've memorized what I'm doing. I could just be knitting and working away on it. So that's for everyone on the Patreon page. Knit Night, my first online format, with many more ideas and meetups to come. For my vlog, I would have just shared a mini vlog, which is me wrapping up the stash vent and, you know, the minis, how I wound them. I've got little bits and bobs of material that I would have edited into a little vlog, because that's the kind of content I'm dreaming up for the vlog tier, which is knitting related, kind of musically playful visual edits. I don't know, maybe you have any other ideas or requests of what kind of vlogs I can do. Obviously I can't do travel vlogs. I'm definitely staying put, not going anywhere because of COVID-19. So I thought maybe I could take you on walks with my dog, or I also came up with this format for my vlog, which will air in January, of doing a week with Mimi, where I kind of show you some glimpses of my day. Like, for example, tomorrow I will be cycling to work, and Thursday as well, so I'll take you along to the wool shop where I'm working to support the online shop, which is Woll Berlin. So I'll take you across the city for a little cycle journey and film maybe little bits and bobs of my work. And then, yeah, Friday is another day where I'm supporting the homeschool, probably knitting a little bit more on my work shawl project. So yeah, I'm gonna take you on walks with a dog and things like that, because I thought, why not like create like a vlog that's honest and kind of shows what I'm up to in my daily life and what my life in Berlin with our family is like. So that will definitely come still in January, and I'm planning to do exactly the same thing in February, like filming the last week of the month and editing it into a vlog for you to see, kind of a week in the life in this month of humble old me. So Well, those are the kind of two vlog formats you will see, so knitting related and realistically life related. On the zine front, which is, I guess, the most interesting one, I'm about to publish a very new zine. You would have read most of the articles and stuff because it was the online digital format that I shared all through December. So it was an advent zine with daily pages, and I had so much fun creating that. I've changed the title for the printout, which I'm excited to announce here. It's going to be called How Long Is Now, because I somehow feel the most thrilled about this experience of writing daily and it being this kind of relatively here and now in time publication at the time when I first wrote it. However, I'm kind of filling it out with more of the stuff that was happening at the time. So it's almost like a mashup of this real life vlogging stuff, because part of the Advent zine time were these mural murmurations, I called them, because I started seeing all these murals across Berlin while cycling, because I cycle all my commutes, both towards the east from here and then further west from where I live. And I started these little mini poems to go with the images, little thoughts or sparks, a bit like what goes through my mind when cycling and seeing these moments. So I'm sharing that and adding that into as little visual poetic moments. And once that's typed up and all the recipes are typed up, I'm ready to share. So I think it's going to go to print this week. So if I manage, you would see in my kind of 1 week with Mimi vlog, you would see some printer action as well, which I guess will be potentially Friday. By that time I should have everything done. I've done all the photographs and all this. Yeah, I think that's pretty manageable. I should always keep my targets and saying things that I'm going to share with you manageable, because I tend to have too many ideas. Oh yeah, and for the last tier, the zenist, which is basically the most support you can give me and the most kind of thankful you'll make me, because I'm super grateful for the support of the few zenist supporters that I'd always promised an extra podcast in between the other podcasts. It became more of a 6 extra podcasts per year, so every other month there was a separate one. And I do realize I still owe the zenist about toy making. I just haven't carved out that time for editing since this whole kind of more teaching from home situation kept occurring, and I must admit it kind of went to the back of the drawer of my editing content, because then I was like working on the kind of vlogmasy content, and then I was working on the podcast, and now I'm working on this, and it just kind of keeps slipping off the plate. So I thought what I would do for the zenist this time is more kind of written content, almost like letters or emails that are more of a glimpse of my writing work, because that was another big announcement I shared for this year's Patreon page, is that I will focus on 2 book projects. One is a very visual and very craftily book project, and the other project is a lot more wordy. So the zenist will get more of an insight into this kind of wordy project. I'm hoping to send out kind of mini glimpses of my writing and maybe potentially chapters for you to help me review, because I think why not share and communicate about these things together. And I will also see to the kind of sharing of extra podcast here and there, sort of kind of spiced and sprinkled throughout the year. There is a mending podcast coming up, because that is a theme close to my heart, and I'm actually wearing the culottes. I don't know how else to show you. Maybe I'll change the camera in a minute. I would have changed the camera to show you a bit what these culottes look like. They're the mending project that I've introduced in the podcast episode I recently shared. So I haven't progressed with that, but I will, and it will be shared about a bit more lengthy in my mending zinist. That's it for all the Patreon tiers. So in general news, we're quite in the goodbye stages with our little doggy, who's here actually beside me, because she's got a tumor in her snout which is growing relatively quickly. We adopted her 2.5 years ago after she'd had both rows of teeth removed, also due to tumors, and we were told this was a benign, not a harmful tumor at the time, which they might have sent it into the laboratory and they might have not. Let's just say I'll trust them that that was what it was at the time. But in May, we first spotted growth coming out from her snout, out of her lip, sort of between her gum and her cheek, and we had that removed. It grew really quickly within 2 weeks. We had it removed maybe 3 weeks. Kamu, kannst du an dein Handy gehen? Maybe 3 weeks after it first started growing, so relatively quickly, and the vet already then said that if it does come back, he wouldn't know what to do, and it did start to grow back in November, December. It's growing relatively quickly. And then the camera cut out. It's just growing relatively quickly. And yeah, and I'm realistic about it. We're talking about it a lot, but I do expect this change to happen relatively soon. Right? Doggo. But while she's here, I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna go for longer walks, because we've also had sleet and rain and cold and yucky weather, which this dog really is a summer dog. She doesn't like getting wet, even with her raincoat and winter coat. It's but today was sunny, so I took her for a walk to the park, so a bit of a stretch from our usual walk on the block. Yeah, we'll just be around for her, which I guess is a good side effect of this lockdown and Kurzarbeit, which is me in furlough, that I get to spend a bit more time with the critter. With you, Ray. Right. You're showing me. Is it terrible? Last but definitely not least, I wanted to say thank you for joining in the Stash Craft Cal or Stash Craft along, whoever it is. I'm super excited to get going with my patchwork quilting, so I'm gonna hand stitch a lot of the fabrics I got during Stash Vent and shared by friends. I've got a whole box of fabrics. I might open that up and film it right now when we go back to our school lessons, which I'm not sure if we're running late. I always get so chatty and time runs away. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm cutting squares and it's going to be a very simple but very colourful big family quilt. I'm thinking, you know, to cover this bed, or yeah, to be able to take it out for big picnics and stuff. And I'm super grateful for these vintage books. I'm going to dive into them. That is definitely one of my major craftings this year. I'm giving myself all year because I'm slow and I'm stitching by hand, and I've cut out about maybe 10 of the squares by now, so by the next podcast you would definitely see some results, some hand stitched things. And the last project I wanted to share is actually one of my main focus ones, and you helped me with your comments to focus on this. It is the Soirée Sweater by Emily Foden. I finished the back. This is now on kind of spare on yarn. I don't know, I forgot how to say that. Like scraps of yarn waiting for the front to happen, and I'm about maybe 2/3 up on the front. Check out this cool the cables are so good in it. I love it. And I've worked out it'll be, if this is the back, it will be quite short. I expect it to grow still. It's knit in Sheila's Deer, which is plant dyed in the indigo colour from Scotland, from a small island, I think. Oh, I have to check what island they're living on. I'll put their name and their place down here. And I'm using a mohair, so I've got a complete different gauge, which is exciting, and that is also why this has been frozen on the front, because now I've got a divide for the two kind of side panels on the front, and I have to kind of guesstimate at what point I change. You know, I kind of split up the two front bits and cast off for the relatively short but round neckline. And those stitches will then be picked up again, and you get this kind of sweet rolled hem thing. So yeah, I think the maths were kind of boggling my mind, so I stopped there. But I am excited. It's going to be like a huge warm hug, which is amazing, because this was a gift from all my friends and family for my birthday when I turned 40. I basically just asked for money, like to have a yarn budget for Edinburgh, and that I wanted to make a blue sweater, and this is the blue sweater. I reckon I will have it done by my birthday, which is next month, and that I will be on Sleeve Island. I'm timing it for me to be on Sleeve Island in my next podcast. So thank you so much for tuning in to my Yarnchix News mini episode today, and I'm excited to share some behind the scenes with my blog and some stuff about my knitting. Yeah, thank you for your time and happy crafting.